Hello and welcome to part 3 of why I switched to Micro Four Thirds. Now, the reason I'm making part 3 is really in response to a camera brochure that came through my door the other day, and it had some propaganda, and honestly I see right through this propaganda, and it was adverts for big cameras, and it was using the slogan "Make the switch to big cameras." It was saying big is the new small. Now I see right through this. As I said in my last vlog, 99% of people are switching from big cameras to Micro Four Thirds, and that's reality. I'm just imagining some of these dodgy executive salesmen in these camera companies, you know, the ones that lost their jobs from the banks after the financial crisis in 2008, watching my vlogs and saying, "Hey bud, we gotta take this guy out, and I don't mean to dinner." So I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I switched to Micro Four Thirds. Reason number 1, support. Micro Four Thirds is more than just a product. You're actually joining a holistic community. Some of the companies that form part of this community: Voigtlander, Panasonic, Olympus, Leica, Blackmagic, Sigma, Samyang, Zeiss, Tamron. Reason number 2, Photokina 2018. I watched with interest an interview on the internet with a sales exec from one of these big camera companies that makes the big cameras, and the journalist asked the salesman, "Can you show us the next big camera? Can you show us it? Let's see it." And the sales exec said to the journalist, "There isn't one. In future we're going to be developing our smaller system cameras." Now this is interesting. Reason number 3, smartphone versus micro camera. Now smartphones, these are for taking selfies, for taking holiday snaps, fits in your top pocket. These are not ergonomically designed to be professional video cameras or photography cameras. Although I do use a smartphone in conjunction with my GoPro as a viewfinder, so I find the smartphone really useful in a professional situation like that. Now I actually recently went to a client and I said I'll bring my smartphone and I'll bring my micro camera and take exactly the same shots so that you can decide if you want to do it yourself on your own phone or if you want to go with ProCam. So I took the photographs. I took photographs with my ultra-wide angle lens and my macro lens to add a bit of creativity. There was absolutely no comparison between the smartphone shots and the micro camera. The smartphone images were very flat. It wasn't as wide as my ultra-wide angle lens. There's just no comparison. So some people would argue on the internet, why use Micro Four Thirds when you can use a smartphone? Well, I'm afraid the smartphone cannot replace a micro camera. As I said, this is for your selfies and holiday snaps. Reason number 4, vlogging. As a filmmaker, the Micro Four Thirds camera for me was the best system because I wanted a small camera system that was good for shooting video. Now the Micro Four Thirds cameras from the very beginning were designed with video in mind, so if you're a filmmaker or a vlogger, these cameras are fantastic for this kind of work, particularly as the cameras have a flip out screen, which a lot of the bigger cameras just don't have. Now using a micro camera saved me having to invest in one of these very expensive digital cine cameras, and plus the micro camera is physically a lot smaller, so it's great for portability. Reason number 5, perfection. Now is a really good time to buy into the Micro Four Thirds systems because These cameras now are so perfect, I don't know how they can possibly improve them. As I've said before, I'm from the generation of the old heavy analog camera systems, so to use something like a micro camera which can do everything and takes fantastic photographs, it really is a very inspiring, perfect system. So if you're thinking about making the switch over to micro cameras, now's a good time because they really can't get any better. It's the final countdown. 2018 has been an absolutely fantastic year for me with the Micro Four Thirds system, and the year's now almost coming to an end, and I'm looking forward to another year of more fantastic filmmaking and photography with the Micro Four Thirds system. In conclusion, I'll just finish by saying that if you're looking for a camera system that will stoke your passion for filmmaking and photography, whether you're an adventurer who likes to film up in the Himalayas, or whether you're a journalist who's doing an interview on the London Tube, check out Micro Four Thirds. Thank you.